Hey, Zach, you should totally make some YouTube videos, man. I know you've been saying you wanted to do it for a while, but I think it would be a really cool thing for you to do, right?
I
mean, you
agree
could totally,
with what
like,
he's saying.
Just think that'd be a really nice thing for you to do. And, like,
Hey, what's your channel,
You're
man?
a funny guy, man.
You should
You're
tell
really
me your
funny.
channel.
I think it would
Hey,
be
what's
really
your
cool.
Instagram and
You'd be a
Twitter
funny guy.
account?
It would
Why
be
don't
cool.
you just tell me?
should
Why are
do
you
that.
going
I mean,
bald
tell me
on
what
the top
your
of your head?
socials
Why don't you
are,
just do
man.
it?
I don't know.
Also, where's your hair going?
What's going on with
You
that
really
stuff,
should be
man?
What
doing
happened to
it.
your
Why
hair,
don't you
man?
do it? You should just do it, man. Why don't you just do it? Come on.
Stop. Okay. Okay, I'll do it.
Hi! Welcome to Znack Time. This is my cooking show that I've been wanting to make for like 2 years now, but I haven't gotten to do it. So now, finally, I get to do it. Welcome to my very small kitchen. This is where I make all of my food and where I do most of the magic. And so, today, what I'd like to do is make some Japanese curry and show you how I make my Japanese curry recipe. My recipe has a few little differences than regular Japanese curry, but is also very delicious and very easy to make. So let's take a look at our ingredients. Now, of course, Japanese curry is actually a very simple recipe, and because of that, there's only really a few ingredients that you need. So, first off, we need some potatoes. Any kind of potato will do. These are new potatoes, but I mean, anything would be fine. Some garlic cloves. This is two cloves. These are 2 bulbs of garlic. You really only need maybe 2 pieces of garlic, 2 cloves of garlic from this. But this was very cheap, only 100 yen to get, so yeah, some garlic. A carrot. This is a big carrot, but just a carrot would be nice. An onion. And of course, I am using today curry roux. This is golden curry. This is chu kara, which means medium spiciness. I don't really like very spicy curries. I like just a little bit of heat. So I usually go with this as the base. And water. And that's all you really need for the curry. If you want to add some meat, usually people like to add meat, chicken, beef, or pork. All of those are okay to put in. Today, actually, I will be putting in some beef that I bought. But again, if you want meat, if you don't want meat, both are okay. Other things that I will be adding to my curry today is some fresh basil that I bought, and this is my secret ingredient. Take a look at that. Oh yeah. This is Dar's white chocolate. So I will be adding in some white chocolate to my curry, and I will tell you why in a little bit. Another ingredient that is good is this, some hot sauce. Now, I know that I chose the chu kara medium spiciness, which is not a lot of spice, not a lot of heat, but I think adding some hot sauce to this really lets you control how spicy you want the curry to be. So for me, this chu kara actually doesn't have a lot of spice at all, but I think that the very spicy that they sell is too much. So I'd rather start off with a lower amount of spice and then add my own hot sauce so I can adjust how spicy my curry is. On top of that, actually I have to go get it, be right back. Alright, so on top of those ingredients, I will also be adding a little bit of honey to my curry. Honey adds a nice richness and a nice sweetness that I think normally the curry doesn't have. So this is another thing I like to put in, just a little bit, but yes, some honey.
Okay, so the first thing we want to do is turn on the heat to medium. Then we want to add in about a tablespoon of our favorite oil. This can be olive oil or canola oil, it doesn't matter. Then we want to add in our chopped onions and minced or chopped garlic. You're going to want to stir that around a bit to break up some of those bigger onion pieces that haven't fully separated yet. The point of doing this is to develop some flavors and make the onions nice and translucent. You don't want to be cooking the onions and making them really dark. When the onions are raw, they're really firm, but later on you'll see what the finished onions look like. Next up comes the meat. Now, you don't need to add any meat to the recipe, but today I'm making this curry with some beef chunks. If you want to use diced chicken or pork, those will also work for this recipe. You want to be getting a nice color on the outside of the meat you use, and don't worry about it being fully cooked. By the end, it will definitely be fully tender and ready. Once your meat has been browned, you want to add in some water. I like to add in a little water at first so I can scrape the bottom of the pot and remove some of the fond that is stuck there. That has a ton of flavor in it and it really lends itself to the curry. After scraping the bottom, I add in the rest of the water and turn my stove top on high. Depending on how watery and loose you like your curry, you should adjust the amount of water you add. I'm adding about 750 milliliters of water here, but you could do slightly less for a thicker curry. After the added water begins to boil, we want to add in our potatoes and carrots. This is 4 small potatoes and a large carrot chopped into some bite-sized pieces. At this point is when I add in my salt to the water and my honey. I'm adding about a tablespoon of honey to the pot. I think it helps in adding a deep sweetness to the curry that you otherwise wouldn't have. After cooking the potatoes and carrots for about 15 minutes, you'll want to break your curry roux up into 4 pieces and add 2 pieces in. Give that a bit of a stir, and at this point, add in some hot sauce. Today I'm using Frank's Red Hot, but really any type of hot sauce is okay. If you don't want to add any hot sauce, you don't have to. Next up, I add in some spices and my herbs. This fresh sweet basil cuts down on some of the heaviness of the curry. This is smoked paprika, which I am attempting to put in, but it is blocked, so I can't add any. Then I add in some cinnamon, which I always love as a taste, and it adds another level to the curry. Finally, I add in my secret ingredient, which is white chocolate. This is something that adds a bit more sweetness and creaminess that I think the curry lacks, and you can't get it from adding in milk or sugar. The point of my curry is to have it be savory and sweet in your mouth, while your throat feels all of the spiciness. Finally, give it a bit more time for those flavors to meld while stirring, making note that if you use a wooden spoon, you will definitely dye the color yellow. Pour it into a bowl by itself or over rice or noodles and dig in.
Alright, so after we're all finished with cooking, this is what we have, is some curry. You can use this, put this over top of some rice or some noodles, or you can put it in soup. It's just a really good base. Again, the flavor, it's not too spicy. It's a little bit sweet. The entire point is that in your mouth, when you're eating, it'll be sweet, and then a little bit sweet, a little bit salty. And then once you swallow, that's when you get all of that spice right here in your throat. If you put in meat, beef, chicken, pork, while it is simmering and boiling and coming together, it'll fully cook. So even if when you're browning, it doesn't cook through all the way, it definitely will be fully cooked and finished and very tender by the time it's done. So hopefully you enjoy this curry recipe. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Alright, so thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and commenting down below with what you would like to see me try to cook next. And until next time, thank you very much.